You know that feeling, that tight knot right at the base of your throat when you open your banking app, or that sudden heat that rushes to your face when you're at the checkout, hoping everything goes through. If you've ever felt stuck in that loop or found yourself wide awake at 3 a.m. thinking about money, I need you to hear me clearly. You aren't bad with money, and you definitely aren't lost. What you're feeling isn't a lack of math skills, it's biology. Your brain is essentially hijacking your wallet, and until you understand the invisible villain pulling the strings, no spreadsheet or budgeting app in the world is going to save you. Quick note, I'm not a financial advisor. This is about understanding the psychology behind your choices. For personalized financial advice, always consult a professional. Stick with me for the next 11 minutes. By the end of this video, I'm going to show you exactly why your brain is hardwired to make mistakes in the modern world. And I'll give you a 10-second safety pause that will stop an impulse purchase dead in its tracks. We're going to fix the way you feel so the money can finally start fixing itself. To fix this, you need to meet the one who's actually calling the shots when you're under pressure. Think of your brain like a light switch. On one side, you have your logical self, the one who knows you need to save for rent. On the other side, you have your survival system, which only cares about making you feel safe right now. When pressure builds, your body floods with cortisol. That's the stress hormone. Back in the caveman days, cortisol was there to help you run from a lion. It essentially redirects your brain's resources. The parts responsible for long-term planning take a backseat so your survival instincts can take the wheel. The problem? Your brain can't tell the difference between a hungry lion and a past due bill. To your brain, the threat is the same. So, it redirects your ability to think about the future just to focus on immediate relief. That's why, in a moment of panic, buying those shoes or ordering that expensive takeout feels like the only thing that will stop your chest from tightening. It's not a lack of willpower. It's your brain trying to save you from a lion that doesn't exist by using a shopping high as a quick bandage. But that bandage is made of paper, and it won't hold up through the next storm. Here's the truth nobody tells you. Focusing all your energy on saving $2 on a latte or spending 40 minutes hunting for a coupon is actually draining your bank account. Sounds crazy, right? But let me break it down. We only have a limited amount of decision energy every day. Every time you stress over a tiny amount, you burn some of that fuel. By the time the end of the day rolls around and you need to make a real financial decision like negotiating a bill or planning your future, your tank is on empty. And when the tank is empty, emotions take over. You start making choices based on exhaustion, not intelligence. You settle for high interest rates or ignore opportunities to earn more because your brain is just fried from saving crumbs. Think about it. You spend 40 minutes to save $2 on coffee, but then you accept a $500 annual fee on your credit card without even reading the fine print. This is what experts call opportunity cost. While you're staring at the ground looking for nickels, you lose the mental clarity to see the gold sitting right at eye level. That pressure keeps your head down. But how do we start looking up? Let me tell you about Maria. She was brilliant, multiple degrees, great job, but she was always in the red. And it was because of something you might be doing right now without even realizing it. Maria was what everyone called a success, high-level manager, sharp and incredibly smart. But every time she sat down to look at her investments or plan her month, she froze. Her heart would race, her palms would get sweaty, and she'd slam her laptop shut. And you know what she'd do immediately after? She'd go online and spend $300 on something she didn't even want. Then came the money hangover. She'd think, why do I keep doing this? What's wrong with me? But here's the thing, nothing was wrong with her. It wasn't about intelligence. It was about present bias. Her brain was so exhausted from being perfect and on all day that by the time she got home, her mind craved relief. Shopping was the fastest way to quiet that critical voice in her head. Maria wasn't buying an object. she was buying 5 minutes of peace. Maybe you feel that way too. You work hard, you take care of everything, and you feel like you deserve that treat, even if you know it hurts you later. This happens because the pressure turned money into a symbol of stress instead of a symbol of freedom. For Maria, the secret wasn't a new app. It was installing a defense mechanism in her brain that stopped the emotional hijacking. It's a simple tool I shared with her, and I'm going to give it to you right now. This is the moment where we flip the script. Whenever you feel that urgent itch to spend that "I need this right now" feeling, your emotions have officially jumped the curb. To fix it, you don't need a complex chart. You just need 10 seconds. I call this the safety pause. The second you grab your phone to buy something, or find yourself reaching for your wallet, I want you to ask yourself 3 quick questions. Question 1. Am I trying to fill a void or actually solve a problem? Question 2. How am I going to feel about this on Monday morning? Question 3. If I had to choose between this item right now or the knot in my throat finally going away, which one would I pick? Now here's the key. You don't have to answer these questions perfectly. Just asking them out loud, even in your head, is enough to flip the switch. Those 10 seconds are like throwing a bucket of ice water on your brain. They force your logical side to reboot. Here's what this actually does. When you pause and ask questions, you're interrupting the autopilot mode your survival brain was running. You're giving your logical brain just enough time to catch up and say, "Wait, do I really need this?" Maria started keeping these 3 questions in her phone's notes app. Every time she felt that itch, she'd open it and read them. By the 3rd time, she realized she didn't even need to read them anymore. Her brain had learned the pattern. When you separate the feeling from the payment, money stops being a weapon used against you. But look, the safety pause only works if you understand the invisible tax you've been paying this whole time. Usually, we look at a credit card bill and think, "Man, I lost $500. But I want you to stop looking at the numbers for a second and look at your life. Financial pressure doesn't just cost money. It charges a tax on things that are priceless. It costs your mental health because you're living in a constant state of fight or flight. It costs your quality time because even when you're with your family, your head is somewhere else, running numbers or drowning in guilt. It costs your ability to dream. When you're in survival mode, you can't plan a vacation or a career move. Your world becomes the size of the next bill. This is decision fatigue. Why? Because their brains were fried from making too many calls. Now imagine what that's doing to your money decisions when you're already running on empty. Think of every financial worry like a background app open on your phone, draining your battery. By the end of the day, you have 0 energy left for what actually matters: family, dreams, growth, joy. This pressure steals your freedom of choice. You don't choose what you want to eat. You choose what you can afford. You don't choose the job that makes you happy. You take whatever pays because the fear of having nothing is bigger than your drive to grow. Fixing your relationship with money isn't about getting rich overnight. It's about buying your peace back. Remember how I said your brain uses impulse spending as a bandage? That's because buying things triggers a quick hit of dopamine. That's the instant pleasure chemical. The problem is that the shopping high lasts seconds, but the bill lasts 30 days. To break the cycle, you have to teach your brain to find pleasure in having, not just in spending. You know that amazing feeling of hitting the pillow at night knowing that if your car breaks down or your fridge dies tomorrow, you've got it covered. You don't have to ask for favors or panic. That feeling? That's what I call the sleep like a baby reward. It's your brain learning that security feels way better than a shopping high that fades by morning. The secret is to start celebrating the small wins. If you used the safety pause today and walked away from a purchase you didn't need, take that money, even if it's just $5, and put it in a separate account. Call that account My Peace. When you see that balance grow, your brain starts to realize that watching that number go up feels way better than a new gadget gathering dust on a shelf. You're trading the addiction of temporary relief for the freedom of total control. In just 30 days, Maria's Peace account had $87. Not life-changing money, but a life-changing feeling. Maria told me something I'll never forget after she started this. For the first time in 10 years, I don't feel like money is my boss. I feel like it's my employee. Before we wrap this up, I have to warn you about the one fatal mistake most people make. They watch a video like this, get fired up, and decide that starting tomorrow, they're cutting out 100% of their fun spending. They try to be perfect overnight. You know what happens? The brain panics. Extreme deprivation creates even more pressure, which will eventually push you right back into an even bigger spending spree. It's the yo-yo diet of finance. Don't try to be perfect. Just try to be aware. Use the safety pause. Start your Peace account with whatever you have. The goal isn't the number in the bank. It's rewiring your brain. Maria finally broke her chains when she stopped trying to be perfect and just started being honest about how she felt. I want you to take a second and be honest with me. Which of the situations we talked about today hit home the hardest? Was it the knot in your throat, the reward shopping after a long day, or that feeling that you're just working to pay off bills? Drop a comment below. Sometimes putting it into words is the first step to taking the power away from the villain. I read every single one. If you felt like this video finally gave a name to something you've been feeling for a long time, you need to be here for the next one. We're building a community of people who decided that money serves their life, not the other way around. If you haven't joined us yet, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications. Understanding the psychology of your money is the only way to make sure you're never a hostage to your bank account again. This is just the beginning of you taking your life back. Take control. Money is your employee, not your boss.